Hello, I'm Sue Grant. Welcome aboard Mrs. Robinson. She is a Troy 84 Explorer, and we're seeing her on a gloriously sunny day in the UK on the south coast, where she is in for a bit of a pit stop and to be prepared for the new season. We're just walking down her starboard side. Look at this fantastic flag blue all-craft topsides finish, all looking very good. She's 84 feet, 21 foot 6 on the beam, and she draws 6 foot 5. She's got a steel hull with bottom shell plate of 10mm, and she's 6mm on the top sides. She has a West system upper deck, and she is just perfect for serious cruising, good for high and low latitude, and also fully air conditioned and so forth for the tropics. So let's just hop on board. This is the lower aft deck, big seating area, bar behind the deck saloon, and access down onto the bathing platform. Fabulous teak decks, nice solid teak rails. There's still some touching up going on, as you can see from that door into the engine space. We're going to pass another door into the galley area and go up onto the foredeck. Lovely, wide, deep bulwarks, very safe boat. And here is the anchoring, double hawsers, Muir anchor windlasses, very robust fit out. And she also has lighting for nighttime and an area for sunbathing when the weather is clement. She is capable of MCA Category 0. She'll need another bulkhead down below in the forward section. And she has the volume, seakeeping and systems to make her very suitable for adventure cruising, either commercially or, better still, for private use. So now we're back on the aft deck. Capstans port and starboard for rope handling on the aft deck, and then down onto this fabulous swim platform and into the aft lazarette, watertight door into it, and then another watertight door into the engine room. And here we are in the cathedral. She has twin 620 horsepower Caterpillars. This owner, when he bought her in 2019, gave them a very big service, and the exhaust system was also rebuilt in 2021. She's got a separate raw water feed for the main engines. She's also got fuel polishing. She's got a very good system for bilge management. She has a fire pump and all those things that you would expect. Twin generators just to port and starboard. They are Westerbeeks, 80 horsepower each. And she has a couple of new water heaters, which are looking very shiny in the front of the engine room. This area has all been reviewed by this owner. Very high level of sound deadening. You've got access here that goes up onto the side deck that we saw as we went around the port side. And all of the electrical systems are there. She's got cram hydraulics for a hydraulic passerelle, bathing platform, and also for a big crane on the upper deck. The batteries live in here, the service banks, and also access for the air conditioning units. And then back out into the sunshine. And we're going to go back up the steps and have a look at Mrs. Robinson's interior. This area has a full bimini which has been rebuilt just before we go in. Now this gracious cabin is the main deck saloon for Mrs. Robinson. It's all finished in high gloss beech, which looks amazing. And all of these windows are in tempered glass. They make it a light and bright area. Fantastic for when you're at sea or in port, with obviously access onto the aft deck. Very nice area. Do you see the deck head is grooved, egg-shelled, and that theme is continued throughout the yacht. Then we come up into the galley. Everywhere you look is mealy, electric cooking, massive refrigeration. This is a proper chef's galley, dishwasher, everything that you need for preparing food and for storing food and having a long time at sea. Look at this fridge. How cool is that? There's even a bottle in there. There's also access for the chef out onto the side deck if needed. And then we go down the steps into the owner's stateroom, which is huge. Here we are, more of this high gloss beech, king size double berth. All of the lower deck cabins have natural light from hull ports. Masses and masses of storage, entertainment in every cabin, and this I'm very jealous of. This is a proper walk-in wardrobe. Very nice indeed. And then as we walk back aft, there's a generous heads compartment, which is all lovely. And then separated from that is the wet room, his and hers basins. And this is just enormous. How cool is this? Beautifully finished. And so this particular cabin doesn't have access for anyone else. It is purely for the owners. And then we're going to go back up the steps onto the deck. And then we're going to come into the heart of the ship, which is the bridge, just passing a day head to port. Look at this, so much more than a bridge. It's a living area, socialising area, watch-keeping area. Everybody can be part of what's going on. Fantastic vision. The yacht is running on 3-phase, 360 at 32 amp, Glendinning system. She receives 110 and 220 On the electronics, she has Robertson twin autopilots, and the nav stuff is primarily Simrad, which is unbreakable, very reliable. And on the port side, you've also got a chart work area and access port and starboard onto the deck. There's also an access up onto the flybridge aft. We'll see that later. So down the steps and into the forward sleeping accommodation. Here we've got two mirror image double berth cabins, which are large, bright, masses of storage, huge wardrobe to my left. And there are 4 cabins on this deck. All of them have ensuite head compartments. All of them have separated shower stalls. And we're just going to go into the port hand aft one. Beautifully done. Very comfortable. Remember those 2 huge water boilers, so masses of hot water. Very comfortable place to be. We're just going to have a look at the mirror image to starboard. That same huge cupboard, this time to my right, which is really clever design. Means that people can spend extended periods on the yacht and feel totally at home. And here is the brother of the heads compartment to port. Electric loos throughout, of course. Now, for the current owner, Mrs. Robinson is very much a family yacht, but here this can be for family use. Harry, our photographer, is just showing you the washer dryers. So, as I was saying, this secondary area is ideal also for crew. So you've got 2 spacious upper and lower berth cabins. Here's the one to starboard, again with its own heads. If you're using her as a family, it's a perfect place for small people or even grown-up people. Lots of storage again. And on the port side we have the same thing. Here you can see the ladder for direct access onto the deck, which is particularly suitable if you're running with crew. And if you can just duck under the ladder, and here is another large heads compartment. Please wave to Harry. Another separate shower stall. So she's got 5 really fantastic cabins in 84 feet, which is pretty special. If she were going to go to category 0, the watertight bulkhead needed would be going across that area. Ask us for details if you're interested in that option. So then we're back on this very funky bridge, and we're going up the steps and out onto the upper aft deck. To port is access and storage for an emergency generator. And here is the Cram hydraulic crane. Lovely teak deck. Very posh mast. Some paintwork going on, and you can see areas on this back deck where there's still some touching in to do. This owner invites Mrs. Robinson's new owner to buy a dinghy that suits him best for her. And so then we are walking up to the flying bridge. Amazing vision. Very good area for handling the yacht. She also has controls on the port and starboard wing on the lower deck. It's particularly useful if you are operating her short-handed. And here you get an idea of the scale of Mrs. Robinson. So then back, down, and back into this amazing bridge. And then we're just going to have a look at the dayhead that I mentioned. Here it is, very simple, very useful to have, particularly if you're spending quite a lot of time at sea. And then back through the galley and into her lovely deck saloon. Troy 84 Explorer, Mrs. Robinson, for steaming the world.